Hello, this is the video for challenge 6 of the 2022 Holiday Hack Challenge, and the title for this one is Prison Escape. So this is going to be a container escape challenge. Lots of fun, so let's check it out. And we left off with the previous challenge by loaning the repository, and then we've been told that we still need to talk to Bo, the elf, next to the challenge that we just completed. Let's do just that. And Bo is going to give us a few useful hints and points us to the next challenge. So the next challenge, like I said, is called Prison Escape. Free Christmas tree difficulty level, which I think is kind of right. And our job is to grab a private key, a SSH private key from the host, and basically perform the container breakout here. For the two hints, we got over permissioned. So that's one of the hints that this container might have extra privileges here, extra permissions that it should not have. And then they refer to the mount command. So one of the typical container escapes is that you're able to mount the host disk. And if you want to completely break out, you can also do a root and execute commands. This challenge is something that I solved, I think, in 5 minutes, but not because I'm so smart, but more than that, while the challenge is booting up, because it takes a little while. So we need to go to the elf house and talk to Incel. And Incel will tell us that we need to break out from the container right over here. And because everyone gets a separate container environment, this is all separated and it takes some time to boot up the container. So the reason why this challenge was quite easy for me is not because this is an easy challenge, not by any stretch of the imagination. Container escapes can be quite complex, but once you know how containers are built, the concept of namespaces and all that, it gets a little bit easier. There are certain techniques that you can try for a container escape, and we recently had a container security container escape related penetration test where we were testing an environment and managed to break out from containers multiple ways in that environment. So I'm actually just someone who recently did this, and that's why this challenge was a bit easier. So I got lucky with this one. But one resource that is, I think, a pretty good starting point to show you kind of the collection of the various techniques that you can use for container escape is this site, Hacktricks, which is a fascinating collection of different techniques, not just container escapes, but cloud security, penetration testing. Fantastic resource. Some of the first things that you want to try out is probably if you can interact with Docker socket. That's a very easy escape. And then look at the different capabilities. I think cap.sh is not installed in this case, but we can try it out. And I cannot dive into the different capabilities here, but there are some dangerous container options if you choose, for example, create a host. That means that the container can access the processes of the host or certain capabilities, like capability add all is pretty much a privileged container. Dash privilege is also a very dangerous one to have. You shouldn't run your containers as privileged containers because this will allow someone to break out from the container. All right, so we do have our container up and running here. So first question, and one of the first hints that we got is that we have access privileges here. So one question might be, can I root up? And yes, I can, which is great. The other thing that was given to us is on the mount command, but if you want to check out things, whether you see the hid namespace of the host, not. Or you want to try out, for example, if we have the, probably I should place it like this. If we have the Docker socket available, it's not. Let me see if FSH is here. I keep on right-clicking here. FSH is not found. And I think I tried to install it, but this is a pretty isolated container for a good reason. So if we look at the mount options here, we do not see really anything interesting from the output of the mount command. But if we do fdisk-l, for example, we do see that there is dev VDA partition here. Also, if you dig further down here, you will see different container escape techniques using mounting a disk. So another thing that you can also check is the proc CMD line, which will also reveal that there's a drive here. So can we mount the dev VDA volume under, for example, map? And apparently we can. So in the task, I don't remember exactly, but I think our task was to print out a file in home, jailer SSH, and then there are two files here. It was the private key one. That's it. So once we mounted this volume here, like I said, you could do a root on this. Okay, I'm not gonna do that though, because it's not required for this challenge. Could be interesting to try it, and potentially it can be done. And then you would be able to execute commands. Maybe I will do it later as an extra. Hopefully that's not something that is possible. But the answer for this challenge is this one here. So let's grab this value and submit this. There we go. That's the solution for the challenge. So pretty neat little challenge here, and very realistic one. Like I said, for me it was quite easy because I have a little experience in container escapes and container technologies, but I think the freight criticality is the proper difficulty level. The next one is the second most difficult challenge, but it's a lot of fun. So see you in the next video.